The air in the room is thin. It is 4 in the morning, and the world is a graveyard of intentions. You are lying there, staring at a ceiling you cannot see, feeling the immense, suffocating weight of your own existence. The silence is not peaceful. It is a predator. It circles your bed, whispering every failure, every missed opportunity, and every moment you chose the easy path over the right one. The floorboards are cold. They wait for your feet like ice on a winter lake. This is the first threshold. This is where the modern warrior is born, not in the heat of a sun-drenched arena, but in the frigid, lonely dark where no one is watching. Most men will roll over. They will seek the sanctuary of the quilt. They will choose the warmth of a dream because they lack the stomach for the reality of the climb. But you are not most men. You feel the pulse in your neck. It is a drumbeat. It is the rhythm of a lineage that refused to die. Your ancestors did not survive the crushing frost of the north so that you could perish in the softness of a climate-controlled room. You stand up. The chill hits your skin like a blade. Good. Let it cut. Let it remind you that you are still capable of feeling. Respect is not a gift. It is not something you inherit or something you buy with the hollow currency of a title. Respect is a harvest, and today you begin to plow the frozen earth of your own soul. You move through the house like a ghost. There is no need for light. You know the terrain of your own cage. You see the reflection of a man in the window, and for a moment, you do not recognize him. He looks tired. He looks weathered. But deep behind the eyes, there is a flicker of something ancient. A feral spark that the world has tried to douse with comfort and convenience. The world wants you manageable. It wants you predictable. It wants you to shout your accomplishments from the rooftops so it can measure you, categorize you, and eventually replace you. But you will remain silent. Silence is your armor. Every word you speak about what you intend to do is a leak in your engine. It is energy escaping that should be used for the work. The man who talks about the mountain has already lost the breath he needs to climb it. You lace your boots. The leather is stiff. The laces bite into your fingers. This is the beginning of the internal war. Every movement is a strike against the version of you that wants to quit. You are forging a new identity, one hammer blow at a time. The heat required for this transformation comes from the friction of your own resistance. You are the anvil, and you are also the smith. Step outside. The world is a blue-gray void. The wind carries the scent of pine and exhaust, a mixture of the old world and the new. Your lungs burn as you take in the sharp air. This pain is a greeting. It is the first lesson of the day. Pain is not an enemy. It is information. It tells you where the boundaries are so that you can push past them. You begin to move. Your joints ache, your muscles protest, and the voice in the head starts its rhythmic chanting. Why are we doing this? Who is watching? What is the point? You answer that voice with silence. You answer it with another step. The internal bitch is a loud, frantic creature. It thrives on debate. It wants to negotiate a compromise. It wants you to go 5 miles instead of 10. It wants you to lift 80% instead of 100. Do not argue with it. Do not acknowledge its presence. Simply do the work. This is the discipline of the silent warrior. You are not training for a trophy. You are training for the moment when life tries to break you. You are building a reservoir of resilience that you will draw from when the real storms arrive. The storms that take your job, your health, or your loved ones. When the world collapses around you, will you be the man who screams at the sky, Or will you be the pillar that others lean on? The sweat starts to bloom on your skin. It is cold at first, then stinging as it hits your eyes. This is the salt of the earth. You are paying your taxes to the universe. We live in an era of stolen valor, where men post pictures of their workouts before they've even finished them. They crave the digital nod, the thumb up, the empty validation of strangers. They are building their houses on sand. Their respect is a facade that crumbles the moment the screen goes dark. Your respect is being earned in the shadows. It is being etched into your bone marrow. No one sees the sets you do when your heart feels like it's going to burst. No one hears the prayers you mutter through gritted teeth when the weight feels impossible. This is the secret. The most powerful version of you is the one that exists when no one is looking. When you can look in the mirror at the end of the day and know with absolute certainty that you did not cheat the process, that you did not take the shortcut, that you were honest with the iron. The iron never lies to you. It doesn't care about your excuses or your pedigree. It only responds to force. It only yields to the man who refuses to let go. Think about the steel. To become a blade, the metal must be heated until it glows with the intensity of a dying star. It must be plunged into the cold, a shock that would shatter a lesser material. Then it is struck again and again and again. Each strike removes an impurity. Each strike refines the edge. You are in the furnace right now. The modern world is the cooling tank. It wants to make you brittle. It wants to make you snap under pressure. But you are choosing the heat. You are choosing the hammer. You are embracing the suffering because you know that suffering is the only currency that buys true depth. A man who has never suffered is a man without a map. He has no landmarks of the soul. He has no scars to prove he has been in the arena. Your scars are your medals, not the ones you hang on a wall, but the ones you carry in your movement. The way you walk into a room should communicate everything people need to know about your character. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. The man who is truly powerful has a gravity that pulls the room toward him. It is the gravity of a life lived with intentionality. It is the weight of silence. The sun begins to bleed over the horizon, a thin line of orange against the dark. The world is waking up. People are reaching for their phones, flooding their brains with the noise of other people's lives. They are reacting. They are being pulled by the strings of algorithms designed to keep them small, angry, and distracted. You are already miles ahead. You have already won the first battle of the day. But do not become arrogant. Arrogance is a trap for the weak. A warrior knows that every victory is temporary. The war starts again every time you draw a breath. The ancestral code isn't about wearing a helmet or carrying an axe. It's about the refusal to be a victim of your circumstances. It's about the sovereignty of the self. In the old sagas, the heroes weren't perfect. They were flawed, violent, and often doomed. But they had a code. They had a word that was worth more than gold. They had a sense of honor that dictated their every action. In the modern world, honor is seen as a relic. It's seen as something quaint or unnecessary. But look around you. Look at the void in the hearts of men who have no code. They are drifting. They are lost in a sea of hedonism and nihilism. They have no anchor. You have found your anchor in the silence of your own discipline. Why do we wait for permission to be great? Why do we wait for a sign from the gods or a nod from our peers? The warrior knows that permission is a myth. You take what is yours through the sheer force of your will. You earn your place at the table by being the man who can endure the most. This is the alpha discipline. It isn't about dominance over others, it's about absolute dominance over the self. If you cannot control your own hand, your own tongue, and your own mind, you are not a leader. You are a leaf in the wind. To lead others, you must first be the master of your own internal kingdom. This means doing the things you hate as if you love them. It means finding a strange, dark joy in the difficulty. When the rain starts to pour and the wind howls, the common man seeks shelter. The warrior looks up and smiles. He knows the storm is his greatest teacher. He knows that the storm will wash away the weak and leave only the bedrock. Are you bedrock, or are you silt? Deep within the silence, you find the voice of your blood. It is a low hum, a vibration that connects you to the earth. It tells you that you are part of something much larger than your own ego. You are a bridge. You are the link between the giants who came before you and the generations that will follow. What will you hand down to them? Will you hand down a legacy of comfort and excuses? Or will you hand down a legacy of iron? The choices you make in the dark dictate the quality of your bloodline. Every time you push through the fatigue, you are refining the DNA of your legacy. You are teaching your unborn sons how to stand. You are teaching your daughters what a man of character looks like. This is the ultimate responsibility. It is a burden, yes, but it is the most beautiful burden a man can carry. To be the one who does not break. To be the one who holds the line when everyone else is retreating. This is where respect is born. It is earned in the moments when you are exhausted, alone, and have every reason to quit. But you choose to stay in the fight. Silence is not just the absence of noise. It is a state of being. It is the clarity of a frozen lake. When you are silent, you can hear the truth. You can hear the movements of your enemies, the ones outside and the ones inside. You can see the patterns of the world. The man who talks constantly is a man who is afraid of what he will hear if he stops. He is afraid of the void. But you have made the void your home. You have sat in the darkness until your eyes adjusted. You have looked at your own demons and invited them to the table. You have integrated your shadow. You are no longer a good man simply because you are harmless. You are a good man because you are dangerous, but you have your sword sheathed. You have the capacity for violence, for intensity, and for destruction, but you govern it with a mind of steel. This is the definition of true strength. It is power under control. It is the storm held within the palm of a hand. As you move through your day, people will notice the change. They won't be able to put their finger on it. You aren't wearing a sign, you aren't bragging, but your posture is different. Your eyes are steady. You don't fidget. You don't seek to fill the gaps in conversation with mindless chatter. You are comfortable in the stillness. This unnerves the weak, but it commands the respect of the strong. They recognize the scent of the forge. They see the results of the work you did while they were sleeping. Respect is not demanded. It is commanded by your presence. You have become a person of substance. While others are chasing the wind, you are the mountain. While others are arguing over trivialities, you are focused on your purpose. You have a why that is so heavy it anchors you to the earth. Your purpose is your compass. It doesn't matter what the world thinks of your path. A wolf does not lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. You are not here to be liked. You are here to fulfill your potential. You are here to become the highest version of yourself, regardless of the cost. The warrior spirit is not about the absence of fear. Fear is a constant companion. It is the smell of the unknown. The Viking on the longship felt the fear of the gray Atlantic. The leader in the boardroom feels the fear of failure. The difference is that the warrior uses fear as fuel. He doesn't let it sit in his stomach and turn to rot. He moves it into his limbs. He turns it into action. When you feel that tightening in your chest, that urge to run, that is the signal to lean in. That is the point of growth. If you are not afraid, you are not playing a big enough game. You are playing it safe. And safety is the slow death of the soul. Respect is earned when you face the thing that scares you most, and you do not blink. You may fail. You may get knocked into the dirt. You may bleed. But you will not blink. You will get back up, wipe the blood from your mouth, and step forward again. This resilience is what separates the men from the boys. It is the refusal to accept the verdict of a temporary defeat. The world will try to lure you back into the herd. It will offer you the bait of mediocrity. It will tell you to relax, to take it easy, to be realistic. These are the siren songs. They are designed to wreck your ship on the rocks of the ordinary. Be unrealistic. Be obsessive. Be the man who demands more of himself than anyone else could ever dream of demanding. Your standards are your law. When you lower your standards, you lose your soul. Keep them high. Keep them brutal. Treat your body like a temple and your mind like a fortress. Feed them both with the best possible materials. Reject the poison of cheap entertainment, cheap food, and cheap thoughts. Every input you allow into your system is either building you up or tearing you down. There is no neutral ground. You are either ascending or you are decaying. The silent warrior chooses the ascent, no matter how steep the trail. As the day begins to fade and the long shadows return, you find yourself back in the quiet. The cycle is nearly complete. Your body is tired, but your spirit is awake. You have earned your rest, not because you are entitled to it, but because you have conquered the day. You have stayed true to the code. You have earned respect from the only person whose opinion truly matters, yourself. If you do not respect the man in the mirror, no amount of praise from the world will ever be enough. But if you have that internal respect, no amount of criticism can touch you. You are untouchable. You are a sovereign entity. This is the legacy of the warrior heart. It is the realization that you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. The legacy you leave behind is not written in stone. It is written in the lives of those you touched with your strength. It is written in the silence of your deeds. When you are gone, people will not remember your words. They will remember how you made them feel. They will remember the weight of your presence. They will remember the man who stood firm when the world was shaking. They will remember the silence. This is the highest honor, to be remembered as a man of substance, a man who earned his respect in the dark, through the sweat, through the pain, and through the unwavering commitment to a purpose higher than himself. The world is loud, but the mountain is quiet. Be the mountain. Let the storms howl around you. Let the lightning strike your peaks. You remain. You endure. You are the silent warrior. The night returns. The cold air settles back into the room. You lie down once more. But you are not the same man who woke up this morning. You are stronger. You are sharper. You are more dangerous to your own weaknesses. You close your eyes, and the silence is no longer a predator. It is a friend. It is a witness to the work you have done. You have earned your place in the lineage. You have honored the blood. Sleep now, for the hammer falls again at dawn. The war is never over. The climb never ends, but you are ready. You are the architect of your own honor. You are the king of your own silence. Respect is earned, it is held, it is yours.